Hey folks, welcome back. We are playing Banished. Once again, this is our third part. In the first two parts, besides dealing with our head cold that I have, and apologies on that once again, we've got a couple things going. We have two gathering locations over here and over here. We've also got one forester up. We've got another one built, but paused. Well, it's not built. We've laid it down, but we've paused it. We also have a hunter and another house over here. We are currently working on our blacksmith, trying to get that going, because you'll notice we now have 5 people without tools, and that's while they'll still work without tools, it is much slower without the tools. So we definitely want to get that going. Let's go ahead and bump up our herbalist to 2, since I have the person at the moment. We've got a couple stacks full here. The storage for produced is near full, and we're low on reserves. So our barn is full and our cart is almost full. Alright, so we need another storage barn. I'm trying to decide if I want to build this in town or if I want to put it out by one of the other huts. I'm going to put it right there for now. I might end up putting a barn over here or here. They're not that far away from the city center, so I'm going to try and do this because, again, we're going to try and grow over here towards the river. This is the direction we're going to try and come towards. So I think I'm going to deal with the walking back and forth like this. I have a couple storage units, some storage zones here, and then a little one over here as well. Stockpiles. I don't know why I was calling the storage units. Yeah, they're little rent-a-huts. You just drive in. They don't have any air-conditioned ones, except at winter. Anyway, all right. So remember, our herbalist is our health, and I bumped it up to 2 temporarily. Again, just to try and raise the overall health. You'll notice they're pretty happy. All right. So we've got all our gatherers built up. I don't really have a need for anything else at the moment. I mean, I could put him in the forester, but I'm going to leave her or him in the laboring pool because I need these 2 things built. I need my storage hut built, and I need my blacksmith built. This wood hut that I have over here on the side and the hunting cabin, I've got both of those paused, as you'll see, because I need this blacksmith up and running as quick as possible first. I may as well pull up a queue over here for the storage bar just so we can watch them, how they're doing on it. So we've got all our logs in place. We got all our stone in place. We just need a little bit of iron, apparently. And, we have some iron. They just have to go get it. I could probably queue some up for picking up, because I believe we have a little bit right here by the village. Let's check what we got in our area. I think we can pick that up right there safely without too much problem. And the iron and the soda is going to go in our stockpiles as opposed to our storage bins. Storage bin. Boy, I'm all over the place today. Storage barns. I do want to queue that house as quick as possible. If we take a look at our houses, you'll notice I got people getting ready to age up, and like this one, overdue for a house. And I gotta get this blacksmith going. Again, Banished for me is all about holding myself back, waiting, not building the stuff before the time is needed. I tell you what, I am gonna back. No, I was going to back off my gatherers, but I've only got 4,000 food, which all the houses have food, so I mean, yes, that's, quite a bit in reserve. But we will get this storage barn built, and we can really I'd rather have the excess food than not at this point, because again, I don't want them starving to death. And, you know what? I'm going to bump down one gatherer and I'm going to bump up one forester. That way we'll have 2 of them out there cutting down trees and replanting over here. I do still have all these trees marked, but they're so busy hauling stuff. I think the foresters probably a prudent move at the moment. Let's see, builders. We could do the builders, but what do we need? 4 there, 2 there. Alright, I'm going to pull those 2 out. Maybe they'll come over here and work on our storage barn. Get some of this stuff up off the ground. It's late summer. We get that stuff put up in a storage barn before. I don't know if we'll lose it if it's sitting out like that or not. I haven't had that experience. I hope not to. You'll notice our tools are just off the chart. You know, we've got 14 people. Almost all of our adult population now is walking around without tools. And that slows everything down. That slows, got another baby born there. That slows down, you know, how fast they can build. It slows down the tree cutting, herb gathering, everything. If you don't have tools, it's harder, much harder to do the work. Alright, so let's take off one of those. Where's my blacksmith? Blacksmith. There we go. Put them there. I'm still going to leave 2 on the foresters. And I'll go ahead and leave 2 in the builder. I'm going to leave those other 2 in the laboring pool. And as far as my blacksmith goes, bring it here front and center. I'm going to leave it with the iron tools. My other choices are steel, but I just don't have the coal at this moment. We will bump that up later. You notice our 2 herbalists have now helped increase the average health of our citizens. We've got up half a heart there. I've noticed if I keep it at 1 herbalist, it maintains whatever the health. If I bump it back up to 2, I start to get an increase. So that's good. Now they're coming over here for our trees. I don't have anybody hauling anything to our storage barn yet, which I'm disappointed in. We've got 3,700 food, plus whatever they have in their houses. Whenever they build a house, they haul all the stuff in and dump it down. So you'll see dips and stuff like that. We really got to get those houses built, though, because I'm just not generating the babies that I need to try and keep up my workforce. I am going to go ahead and unpause this wood house over here, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and just close that so I don't have to worry about it. I'm keeping my hunter's cabin up just so I don't forget to unqueue that. Still not started on our storage barn over here. Not sure where all they're going here. I think they're gathering all this iron that I told them to gather. And then, of course, we're gathering the trees over here. And again, they're working slow because no tools. No tools. You'll notice, though, we're now starting to turn that number around. It was 14. Now we're down to 10. So he'll do a good job. He'll keep us supplied in that and keep that up to date. Again, we have all these people walking around because if their job is queued up and done, you know, like over here, this herbalist, they had enough herbs. And so instead of gathering herbs, they'll go and they'll do some of the other jobs. I do like the fact that they do keep up with whatever the needs of the towns are. So your woodcutter here, he just hit his 200 firewood which, by the way, we're going to move that cap up here in just a little while. So he's going to go off and help, chop a tree or pick up some food or something of that nature. Now, they will not pick up, as far as like a building and things of that nature. Speaking of which, we'll put that person to work over there doing that. But if they're not, if they're out wood cutting, they help out the laborers. We're still near capacity, and yeah, our tool reserve is low, but it's going the other direction. I could speed up the game, but again, I'm leery that, don't forget, we still have the fisherman over here. We're working this direction. I'm leery early game to go too fast. Things can get away from you pretty quick. What speed do I have them working at? I think 5, right? Alright, so our house is coming together here. Let's do a quick checking the paths as far as where people are living and where they're working. Alright, so that's a builder going to be working right there, right there. That looks good. We come over here and check our huts. They're living and working right here. Same thing here. Alright, so they shouldn't have to do much traveling for work and house. All this walking around they're doing right now is, because I told them, come over here, cut these trees, this sort of thing as well. Let's see. I do want to do a couple more houses, I think. We have the, we definitely have the food and the stuff for that, and we're in a desperate need for the houses. I don't want to clump them up too much, but I don't want to, I don't want to, get my town too spread out where it's not very feasible. Again, I'm working towards this direction, so I'm going to drag a couple this way. There's no need to on the houses. If you take a look here, there's a boarding house, but there's no need to build one of those until you get a town hall at least. That's just for the nomads that come in. Your civilians won't use it unless, like, you're upgrading their house or something of that nature. It'll just stand and not really be used at all. So not a huge push for that. I'm not really sure why they're not hauling stuff over here to my storage barn. There's still one item that needs to be moved. I wonder what's the item that needs to be moved off of here. Oh no, they moved the one item. Sorry. But no logs and no stone. Have tons of stone. We have the logs. So, not sure what the holdup is there. Take a look, see if anyone's doing anything for the houses. I think they're just all busy doing the stuff that I told them to pick up and clear cut. And that is one of the warnings I would give you, is be cautious about, oh, now we're finally putting some logs in. Be cautious about queuing up too much labor stuff, because it really will keep you guys occupied, and they'll get too distracted, and they won't be hauling stuff from the the stockpiles to the building locations, and your builders will not build if the stuff isn't there. So be cautious about too aggressively queuing, especially if there's a particular pipeline that you need done. Like in our case, we really need the storage part going, because we have all this stuff just sitting on the ground that needs to be picked up. Now, some of it's disappearing, but I don't know if it's disappearing because civilians are picking it up, or if it's like going mad or something of that nature. So I'm hoping It's just a matter of them using it, and not because of the weather effects or, you know, rabbits, squirrels, that, you know, sort of thing. All right, so our barn's coming along. We should be good to go. Just needs builders on it. We've got, you know, 3 builders. They'll leave those others. I had to pull one more out for gathering, just to stay on the top of my queue, because that's all I got for food. Because I don't even have my hunter's cabin built yet. I'll unqueue it as soon as this barn gets raised. Come on, it's time for a barn raising. Alright, so it looks like I got all 3 workers even working on it at the moment, so yeah, it's going along just fine. So as soon as that gets raised up, we'll unqueue the hunter's cabin over here. Because I want that diversity. I usually have a, you know, fishing and gathering out of the gate, but I did not have the river close by to be able to do that. So we'll unqueue our hunter's cabin and the storage barn. They will start using that here pretty quick. They're also going to build these houses here. I don't remember, what was my last house? Was it this one over here? I think it was. Again, I know I have houses with, you know, people that really should be in their own house. Like this 14-year-old right here. Again, age on this particular location, they mark time differently. Maybe it is 10-year-olds getting their own house and having babies. My own peace of mind says that, you know, that's not 10. And perhaps as a parent, that's wishful thinking on my part. But I think I will let that ride, just as it is. Now, the deer that you see on here, I think is really more... this isn't like, you're not going to see a hunter come over here and shoot them. It's just indicating that there is game in the area, I believe. So, you know, like our hunter's thing over here, he'll be just fine, even if you don't see deer walking in the area. As long as he's got some forest to work, he will produce plenty of meat, plenty of the venison. And so we'll get venison and leather, so we'll get a little bit of food, and also, just as important, we'll get that leather to be able to make the clothing out of. So that will be nice. Should think about maybe bumping up my my cap for fuel, and I think I'm going to do that because I've got enough houses now that I'm a little worried about that. I'm also going to go ahead and bump up food because I really don't want them stopping with the food gathering. Once it's in the barn, it doesn't seem to go bad. So I'm gonna let them do their thing there. I'm just gonna let that chug away. I tell you what, I think I will queue up over here though. Is you know what? I think I'm also gonna unqueue that Forester's Lodge. Let's we need a hunter. Where was the hunter? Hunter's right there. You know what? Let's just do 2. Because I had them. I could do 3, but I think I'm going to leave it at 2. I think I'm going to bump builders back down to 2. So we have our gatherers is still maxed. Hunters is not maxed, but you know what? Let's bump it up. Now, I'm going to have to think about bumping my foresters when the second one gets built, because there's 2 in that one right now, but as soon as this one goes up, then I'll only have 1 in each. And that, while it will work, it's not really what I was hoping for. Now, I don't like planting a lot of things in my foresty area here, but I am going to put a storage barn there. And I think I'm going to go ahead and queue one up over here as well, just so that I can maybe cut down on the walking back and forth a bit. Yeah. We'll do that there. So now we have 2 storage barns here in the middle of town, and Then we'll have a storage barn on each, leg of our village that we have out here on the ends. I tell you what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a well here in town, because if there's a fire, they are going to need access to water. I'm just trying to think of the best place to put it. I think I will put it on this end, and I think I'm just going to plunk it. I don't know if I can plunk it here, if that'll work or not. Let's try. Nope. Okay, there we go. Put it right there. If I don't do it now, it might cause problems once there's the fire, it's too late, right? So better do it before there's a fire and before you're even thinking about doing it. I have the stone for it, so I've got the stones to build a well. I can dig it. Oh, so many bad puns. Alright, so we've got storage barn going up. Look how fast they're building that one over there. Of course, all the supplies are right there. Remember, I have a little bitty stockpile right here, and I've got a stockpile right over here. So, it shouldn't take it very long to haul the stuff over to it. Stockpiles here, just... Alright, I got 3. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bump up my foresters with the 2 new kids that we have. And the reason for that is that, once again, that way we'll have 2 in each one. And I can definitely use the wood. I go through the wood quite a bit. I need more wood. Has anybody got wood for me? Okay. I'll try and stop. Our herbalist is done as far as gathering herbs. I think I will bump up the herb limit at this point on the caps, because our village is growing. I'll bump that up to 500. It's not going to hurt to have it. I'm going to slightly raise our stone. Let's also do a slight raise on the logs. Not that we're anywhere close to having that amount. I think I'm going to bump up the tools a little bit as well. Start working on some of that excess tools to be able to trade later down the road on that. Check it out there. Alright, so let's take a look at some of our productions that we've had going here. On our foresters, we've had, again, the stone and iron is just whatever they're picking up as they're planting trees. So our real number here we're looking at is logs. Remember, we had this down for a while. So previous season, we only got 26 logs. I mean, this season alone, we're already at 54. So, well done there. We take a look at this one. We didn't have any because we just built it. And we currently already have 15 logs on that one. Same thing with our Hunter's Lodge. I doubt they've done much of anything. Look, we've already 480. So that's going well. And then, let's check our main food supply, which is our gatherer's huts. See how we're doing there. Got a steady supply of a lot of different things coming in. Again, gatherers are... probably overpowered at the beginning, and the reason I say that is just the amount of food that they do bring in. However, they need this large radius of land to be able to produce that. Later down the road, when I have more people, I'll be able to migrate into farms and orchards, but they won't take up this amount of space. But they do require more workers to work it. Alright, so now we've got 12 kids in. We've only got 22 adults. Part of that holdup was, again, because I just didn't have the houses going. And if we take a look at our houses, Those are our two new ones. You'll notice we've already got people in there. Same thing over here. I think that was a new house there. Let's do our quick pathfinding. Let's see where these people are working. Okay, way out there. Both of those are way out there, way out there, way over there. Where are we working over here? And where are we working here? Okay, so we got some crazy stuff going on. Let's put like one more house over here. I don't want to make stone houses just yet. I had to pause and think about that. If I really wanted that. I think I'm going to put this house like right here, just back behind. I'm trying to minimize running my old forest circles. Not because the old forest part. I don't really care if it's old or not. I more care about just maintaining the trees that are there. I don't want it to erode too much. I'm okay where it is at the moment, but it's not going to be my city center. This is more or less my city center, with the two barns and whatnot. And I'm going to put, I've got my blacksmith here. I've got the two storage huts, and I've got the wood cutter there. I will ultimately put like a market and whatnot here. It does say wood. Firewood is low, but the reason fire is low is because my logs are low. How are we doing on foresters? I'll tell you what, I'm going to take those two extras and move them to the forestry. Go be foresters! So, if we take a look at our queues, or our assignments, I should say, we've got our gatherers maxed out. Our foresters could use a little bit of bump. Our hunters, where's our hunters? We got that maxed. Okay, so food production is definitely maxed. And it, our wood production is not quite maxed, but that would be the next area to have maxed on. Alright, so if we take a look at our next things that we need to do, obviously some housing, building that up, and I think we've got a pretty good start there. We still have this storage barn over here that's going to get completed. Did this storage barn get completed? Yeah, it did. And we still have that second house over here that needs working on. So we've got 3 houses in queue to be built. We've got 1 storage barn that's up. And we've got our fishermen and stuff over here. But again, I've got all paused because, again, I just don't want people trying to do all this walking back and forth from there. We are going to have to think about getting a, for trading and whatnot, getting that going pretty soon as well. We're just not quite there yet. We don't. Oh, we need, what we should probably put down right now is a tailor. Let me go ahead and locate that. There it is. And we'll put that right there as well. Alright guys, well let me put a break in here, and we'll see you guys next time on Banished. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.